Hello children, hope you all are well and enjoying e-learning. In this video, I'll tell you the story of the hero of Harlem as given in the text. As you know, it is a story of a brave boy Hans who lived in Harlem, a city in the Netherlands. Netherlands means Low Countries. Let's learn a little about this beautiful country. Netherlands is a country in northwestern Europe, and Amsterdam is the capital of this country. And this is the flag of Netherlands. The people of this country is called Dutch. As you can see, the Dutch people with their beautiful traditional dresses. The music that you are hearing right now is the Dutch traditional music. The country is famous for tulip fields and windmills. The Flower Festival of Netherlands is known to be the largest flower festival in the world. The Spring Flower Parade in Netherlands is unique in the world. It is the only flower parade that is made with spring flowers like tulips and hyacinths. More than 1 million of visitors from all over the world gather to enjoy this parade. And Haarlem is the center of a major flower bulb growing district and famous for its outlying tulip fields. Haarlem was once a major North Sea trading port surrounded by defensive walls. As you know that the land in Netherlands is lower than the sea level, people build these stone walls or the defensive walls all around the country to stop the seawater rushing in. These defensive walls are called dikes. They are great thick walls that are built for safety. So, this is little information about the beautiful Netherlands. And I hope now, children, you have an idea about this country. Before we begin the story, few facts about the author. Mary Mapes Dodge was an American author. She wrote many stories for children. Her best known novel is Hans Brinker or The Silver Skates, a story of life in Holland. She was born in January 26, 1831. She was an editor of a children's magazine named St. Nicholas Magazine, and she obtained contributions from many great writers for this magazine. You will be amazed to know that one day Rudyard Kipling told her a story of Indian jungle. Mary Dodge asked him to write down the story for her St. Nicholas magazine. And that's the way we got the Jungle Book. Isn't it interesting? The story, The Hero of Haarlem, begins when one day Hans' father, who was in charge of taking care of the dikes, went on a trip. And Hans' mother said Hans that she would be baking some bread and cakes and requested Hans to take those to Mr. Jansen, an elderly man who had weak eyesight and lived alone with his dog. He had no one to take care of him. Hans' mother, a kind lady, often helped Mr. Jansen with his household tasks. Hans took the basket of cake and bread and went off to Mr. Jansen's house. The weather was cold and it was raining heavily. While the wind turned the windmills and the rain watered the tulips, the dikes also kept filling with water. Hans reached Mr. Jansen's house. Mr. Jansen was delighted as he enjoyed the little boy's company. Mr. Jansen would tell Hans stories of past that Hans loved to listen to. Time rolled on, and Hans realized he was late. It was past 6 o'clock. Hans quickly said good night to Mr. Jansen and began the long walk home. The road turned wet and muddy, and it was empty. While passing by the dikes, Hans noticed a thin line of water trickling from the hole of the high stone wall. He realized this small hole would grow big in no time, and the seawater would wash away the town. Hans cried out for help, but nobody could hear him as his voice drowned in the sound of heavy rain and swirling wind. Finding no other way, Hans plugged his fist in the hole and stopped the water. As the rain stopped, Mr. Jansen came out to walk his dog Alphonse and found Hans in a poor condition. Mr. Jansen immediately informed the people, and the dike was repaired. Thus, Hans saved everyone from great danger, and all the people thanked the brave Hans. So, children, this is the story of the courageous boy Hans, and the story teaches us that we can do good things if we have a good heart. It doesn't matter whether we are small or big. Now, children, go through the story and learn the word meanings that are given at the bottom of the pages. And as usual, I will be sending you tasks that you will be writing in your English literature notebooks. I hope you have liked the story. So that's all for today. Take care and happy e-learning.